So then in that case, explain to me, see, I'm already a good question asker.
Boom.
Explain to me about your rebrand. Like, what made you rebrand? Was it everything that you hoped, or did it kind of like, was it not as good?
It's a good question. So the reason that I did it was kind of what I was alluding to earlier. My show was becoming more of an energy suck on me than it was giving me energy. And that's like the opposite of the reason I started my show. So what ended up happening was I started my software company, Guestio, in 2021. We raised a $1.3 million seed round for Guestio at the end of 2021. And then in 2022, I started an agency off of the back end of the software that does the same thing the software does. So Guestio connects podcasters to guests and guests to podcasters. So my agency now does the same thing, except it's done for you. So we get people booked on podcasts and we help podcasters get good guests. And we'll be your full-time booking manager essentially on your team. And so I got really, really busy with the companies, and enough to where my podcast was taking a back seat. I wasn't doing guest outreach anymore. I was bringing my producer on to host half of the episodes. My listenership was going down, and I was taking interviews from publicists that were reaching out to me just because I didn't have any active interviews on the calendar because I wasn't doing active guest outreach because I was too busy. And so it just got to the point where I was like, this is a drag, and it's not making me the money that it used to. My audience is slowly dying. I don't feel like I have a community with my audience anymore, which I used to feel like I did, even when my show was a tenth of the size that it was. So there was just so many things. I was like, why am I even still doing this? Doesn't make any sense for my time. And so it got down to probably summer of last year. And I said to my team, we either need to stop the show or we need to do exactly what I want to do with the show, even if it means that I lose business over it because it's no longer like the top of my funnel. And that's what I did. So my show for almost 800 episodes, actually 800 episodes, I think exactly, was Build Your Network was the name of the show. We talked specifically about building relationships for entrepreneurs, but it's super, super niche. And frankly, I talked to the majority of the people that I wanted to talk to about it. And it just had kind of run its course. So I was like, I keep doing this, or I can go do something I really want to do again. So that's kind of the reason for the rebrand. The rebrand now is called Travis Makes Friends, my show. It's been much more exciting for me. I've been talking to people I really want to talk to. I've been getting excited about guest outreach again. I've gotten some great guests on the show. Got a lot of great feedback because I'm in it again, so like my interviews have gotten that much better because I'm actually preparing and I'm excited for them. And I come to the table with good energy and good questions. And then we've dumped a good amount of money, tens of thousands of dollars now into advertising the show after the relaunch. And so now our downloads are almost a 10x of what they were in, last August or last September, and, continuing to grow. And I think it's going to be easier the more and better guests we have, the way the show continues to grow. So yeah, for me, it was a total win in every sense. I would recommend it for people, like I said before, that if you feel like you just have a podcast because somebody told you to have a podcast and then they told you that your podcast had to be about your coaching business or there's no reason to do it, and you feel like you're burning out and it's like a drag on you and it's not producing what you wanted to produce, and your other income generating activities produce more income than your podcast and you're about ready to give up on it, before you give up on it, try doing what I did and see if it changes for you. Do the show. Does that
mean when we do it, we got to put tens of thousands of dollars behind the rebrand?
Absolutely not. No, it's just a matter. It just means that you're starting to measure it in other terms rather than, hey, what's my ROI? Or like, how many coaching clients are we bringing off my podcast this month?